My god, what a comeback. Lelouch is back, Code Geass is back, and I'm back with another review. Okay, first off, I don't know if they heard the screams of horniness radiating from the fanbase, but we definitely got a lot of fanservice. I never knew I needed Cullen in a bunny costume in my life, but sure, why not? Also ass shots, yeah, we got a lot of those, and before you say anything, yes, they were necessary, because as one wise man once said, the code would only be key without the ass. Now season 2 is notorious for being a bit wacky and crazy, and I totally see why. It feels like in R2 the writer of the story just got unleashed for real. Now season 1 is already quite insane, but compared to season 2 it feels like the writer was held back by the higher ups, who were probably like, yo, dude, we know you have a lot of crazy ideas, but don't go over the top. This is an anime, but try to keep it somewhat believable at least. However, after the immense success Code Geass season 1 was, they were probably just like, okay, do whatever you want, you can go batshit insane with the story, we don't care, just don't make it boring. And oh boy, R2 doesn't disappoint. The second season of Code Geass is ridiculous. It is the direct sequel of season 1, but it kind of feels like a love letter to the first season almost, rather than just a simple continuation of the story. Season 2 certainly builds on the things that made the first season so great. More ridiculous plans, more emotional moments, and twists that will make your jaw hit the ground. The cost of this is that some characters are terribly underrepresented and fail to leave a lasting impression, and also some of the plans feel even less realistic than in season 1, with plot holes or at the very least plot conveniences feeling much more apparent than before. Like for example the scene with the 1 million zeros. I mean, there is no way they got their hands on 1 million zero costumes, which already seems to be quite a monumental task itself, then managed to bring them to every single person in such a short time. Which again, logistics? Unless Jeff Bezos himself sponsored the entire thing, that seems to be pretty hard to pull off. And then finally managed to bring all the costumes to the stage without Britannia ever getting wind of anything. I don't really buy it. And they don't even bother explaining it either, it's just like, yeah, that's just what happened, you know. I won't lie though, this scene is still pretty awesome. While Lelouch's plot armor in regards to pulling off his plans increased, they still managed to put him in new interesting situations. For the first time in this series, Lelouch shows some genuine signs of weakness. He uses his geese to play around, carelessly giving orders instead of pursuing a plan as Zero. He even tries to seduce Cullen and almost turns to drugs. Lelouch realizes how much he has disconnected from Nanelli, his sister who was the center of his motivation all this time, and you can tell it breaks him. What was the point of becoming the most dangerous terrorist of the world if Nanelli is better off without Zero? It's nice seeing that even Lelouch isn't impeccable, that all this battling does eventually take a toll on a 18-year-old teenager, no matter how brilliant he might be. And hey, I never mind getting more insight to our main man Lelouch, so I quite like those scenes. But apart from learning more about the original cast, R2 also introduces some new characters, one of the most notable ones, Rollo Not So Lamperouge. If you haven't watched Code Geass Season 2 for whatever reason, I greatly advise you to do that right now, because I will go into some heavy spoiler territory now. Okay, time's up. So I didn't really expect myself defending Rollo right now, but hear me out. Many people don't seem to like Rollo because, you know, he murdered Shirley. Which, first of all, I completely understand why you might be upset about that. At the beginning of Code Geass, I honestly didn't think I would give a shit about Shirley. Another stupid love interest standing in the way of our brilliant main character. Oh great, I wonder where I've seen that before. That's what I thought at least. However, in the world of Code Geass, where it's all about war, betrayal and lying, Shirley kind of became a shining star of hope. She seems to be one of the few characters in the series who genuinely just cares about the people around her. And when she fucks up, it's a result of fear and being in a pressure situation rather than acting out of a calculated and malicious intent. So seeing her being killed by Rollo, sure, it sucks. Let's not forget however that Rollo was raised to be like this. His entire existence he served as a mere tool to kill people. So when he finally found someone who gave him the feeling of being human, he was determined to eliminate anything and anyone who could be a threat to his newfound purpose in life. Even if that person was also just exploiting him. I honestly think that Rollo is one of the better written characters in the series, and I found his little redemption arc to be pretty tragic and convincing. Okay, so one of the things Code Geass Season 2 is known for is its ending. and I don't think there's a need for me to elaborate a lot here. Everyone pretty much knows that the ending kinda bangs, which, yeah, it does, I agree. How they managed to create a ending that feels like a logical conclusion to the story, while at the same time leaving the viewer satisfied, is pretty impressive and not something a lot of anime can pull off. So yeah, just a really good ending. Overall, Code Geass Season 2 is a pretty damn good watch. I still think I prefer Season 1 by a little bit, but I'm very happy they decided to give the show another full season regardless. So, on that note, thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.